Today is March 10th, and you are tuned in to Daily World Baseball Classic live here on ClaibsOnline.com. Brought to you by Munganass Burkhardt Alton Toyota, Royal Banks of Missouri, and Munganass St. Louis Acura. I am Joe Roderick. He is Bob Ramsey, live from Brooklyn, New York, home of the Atlantic 10 tournament. Getting this in before the Billikens play some basketball this weekend after a big win last night in the opener of the tournament. And Rammer, while those tournaments are going on, we are here to talk about the baseball tournament that's going on around the world right now, the World Baseball Classic. And last night, or I guess this morning, last night over in Asia, this morning here in America, we saw two just fantastic baseball games. Japan knocked out, or I should say beat Korea 13-4, making the Korean team 0-2 now in pool play. And Chinese Taipei beat Mike Piazza's Italians 11-7 in what was by far the most exciting game so far of the tournament. Chinese Taipei coming up with some huge home runs late in the game, a back and forth contest. But let's talk right now, because we haven't seen the Dominicans play. We haven't seen Team USA play. All eyes have really been on Team Japan. We know they have Shohei Ohtani, but Lars Nootbaar is becoming the new face of baseball.
Isn't it funny how the energy and effervescent personality that we just kind of got used to in St. Louis has really been embraced in Japan in particular, and generally in baseball fans around the world, as you point out. And it goes to show that there's still room for that in the game. Baseball has had a long history of don't be too cocky, keep everything understated, don't show up the other guys, don't ever say anything inflammatory, blah, blah, blah. There's still room for energy and, as I said, an effervescent personality and somebody who's fired up and excited to play the game. I think it is really good for baseball.
Yeah, he is. It has been really fun to see that, because talking with Claibs often about the energy that Lars Nootbaar brings, and he has said when Lars shows up in the clubhouse, when he shows up on the bus, when he shows up at the restaurant at team dinners, he says that you just see the eyes of the other players just light up. They are so happy, so thrilled to see him there at the event. And you're seeing that now with his team in Japan. Many of these guys he probably had never met before in his life until 10 days ago. And they have suddenly just, fallen in love with him and the crowd as well. And, at the top of that lineup, it's been fun to watch. And you saw, it was fun to see a few of the matchups in this game today. So for the Korean team, KK, remember Kang-Won Kim? From the Cardinals in 2020 and 2021. He started for the Koreans today, so it was fun to see him back on the mound. Tommy Edman, the leadoff hitter for the team. Yu Darvish, the starting pitcher for the Japanese team today, got to face Ha-Sung Kim, his Padre teammate, who batted second for the Koreans today. So you're seeing a lot of, when you see these former or these current teammates playing each other, that's one of the things that's the beauty of this tournament.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how current the video was of Korea planting a flag on the mound, and there was a little bit of disappointment there. These players really care about the team they're playing for, and it puts an extra edge into the contests, and that's good. And talking about Nootbaar, and everybody in the world is on board. You still have to perform, and that's the key. He's performing. If he would go 0 for 4 and strike out every time in games, the fun and games pepper grinder stuff would wear pretty thin. But because he performs and has the vitality, bringing energy to the game, that's why it works. Performance, though, is the key.
Absolutely. And as long as he keeps playing well, I think, not only is it taking Asia by storm. I think come June, Rammer, I think all of London, all of the United Kingdom is going to be doing the pepper grinder when the Cardinals and Cubs play out there. For
so you got to make him the team.
Newbar, yeah, I think I have a feeling he's going to come out of Jupiter making the club this year. So
okay,
just by the way, little note from the game today: there was a pitching change late in the game. We've seen all the pictures and the videos of Lars Nootbaar and Shohei Ohtani just cutting it up and having a great time and becoming best friends, which I assume is Lars's way of recruiting Shohei to the Cardinals when he becomes a free agent. Earlier today, there was a pitching change. Shohei was standing on second base. Tommy Edman was over there, and the two of them were chuckling. St. Louis Cardinals in full-on recruitment mode right now of Shohei. Let's bring Shohei to the Show Me State. That's the hashtag. I'll workshop that with Gardner, and we'll come up with a good one by the time that rolls around.
The only way that works though is if he takes Nootbaar's job. Wouldn't that be a bit of irony?
Why would he take? I mean, he's a DH and a pitcher. That Lars plays neither of those. No, okay. No. He pitches and he DHs. That's all you need him for. Yeah,
right. You've got the lineup figured. That's good.
Thank you. Yeah, you put him second right there, right behind, and then you have Goldschmidt and Arenado right behind him. Hey, tonight, China and Australia will play this evening at 9:00. That's on Fox Sports 2. Panama and Italy play on Fox Sports 1. And then, Rammer, tomorrow is when things really take off. Now, I want to let the listeners know that you and I plan on doing a show tomorrow afternoon before Team USA plays, but you're at the mercy of the SLU basketball schedule and travel schedule. So it will be TBD if you and I are able to do that. But that is the current working plan as of right now. Tomorrow, there are 8 games on the schedule for tomorrow, Rammer. Japan plays at 4 a.m. Central Time. Again, they will take on the Czech Republic team, which if you've read about this Czech Republic team,
not much.
If you've seen it, if our listeners see it, I mean, they're made up of like dentists and physical therapists and just, I mean, basically you and me, they just found a bunch of guys and they won today. So it's a fun story of a team that's probably not going to make it out of pool play.
Well, that's the thing about this tournament. You know, I've been disappointed. I was a fan of the Cuban team and they lost their first 2 games and really the games were not very good. It was almost lethargic play, it felt like. Now, part of that can be if a pitcher is on and you're not ready, it can make a game look that way. And so the bigger picture is USA can put out an unbelievable lineup, a very dream team-like lineup tomorrow. But if somebody on the other team, if their pitcher is on and throwing smoke and getting a breaking ball over, I don't care how good you are, you're probably not going to be able to hit it. So that's why tournament play is so different from a Major League Baseball regular season.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, not even so much that. It doesn't matter if your pitcher's on in this game because there are limits as far as not so much. I don't think the rules are in place by the World Baseball Classic as far as pitch counts. Pitchers are limited to 65 pitches per game, and in round 280, and then in the championship round 95. So Rammer, I mean, look, for example, Sandy Alcantara is starting tomorrow at 6 p.m. for the Dominican Republic team. Sandy Alcantara, you expect him to go out there and if he's throwing 65 pitches, allow 0 runs in that game. So once those 65 are done, who's up after him?
I don't know who.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. The Dominican Republic team is not that it's not that deep when it comes to pitching. So that's what this is. The Japanese team, you know, they have Shohei, they have Yu Darvish. After that, you kind of have to figure out who's going to be there.
Keep in mind, don't make the mistake that all of us prognosticators make, that we count the unknown as a negative. That can be a big mistake.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. Adam Wainwright will start tomorrow. We'll talk more about that tomorrow when we do have the show. Other games tomorrow, so Pool C and Pool D both get underway tomorrow. As I mentioned, Nicaragua and Puerto Rico will play each other. Marcus Stroman is the MVP for Team USA back in 2017.
Yeah.
He's the starting pitcher for Team Puerto Rico now this year. Has some Puerto Rican descent. Wanted to play for Yachty, I guess.
Yeah, very good. I don't blame him for that. Yeah, and I keep going back, and Wainwright getting that first start. We'll talk about it tomorrow. They're playing Great Britain, and if they were playing Puerto Rico or Japan, Waino probably wouldn't be getting that start. I think it's strategic by Mark DeRosa, and I think it's a good move.
Yeah, get him in there, get him his work, and show off your bullpen. I guess Mexico
and showing off that lineup. We'll talk more about it tomorrow. And me being the lineup nerd, the resident lineup nerd, I keep going back and forth. What would I do? And all these different options. And then in the end, you literally, I don't mean it as a euphemism, you literally could just pull 9 names out of a hat, and you're probably going to win most days.
We will go over that. Tomorrow afternoon we'll go over the Americans lineup, and we'll also go over the Dominican Republic lineup, because I want to listen to you nitpick how to put together that lineup, which has a lot more star power in it than the USA team. You have the World Series MVP probably hitting 8th for the Dominican Republic, so I want to hear you nitpick on that one tomorrow.
Well, I don't think the Team USA has to take a back seat at all. When you've got perhaps Trey Turner hitting 8th, that's quite a statement.
Yeah. So those are what the games look like. By the way, the game, the Mexico-USA game at Chase Field on Sunday night, that game is sold out.
How about that?
Yeah, that's it. You know what? I mean, the beauty of having these games in the U.S., in Phoenix and in Miami, is that's probably the only times all year that Lone Depot Stadium and Chase Field are probably going to be sold out all year. So I guess sell your tickets for these games, right?
That's good. I agree.
Rammer, we got plenty of baseball to go over all weekend long. Good luck to the Billikens this weekend as you guys get set to go and hopefully win that Atlantic 10 tournament. We are brought to you each and every day here during the month of March by our friends at Royal Banks, Mungenast St. Louis Acura, and Mungenast Burkhardt Alton Toyota. If you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook, right there you see the beautiful 2023 Highlander Hybrid. Claibs drove it down to Jupiter. I will be driving it back from Jupiter as we are going to be. I'll be down there next Tuesday, down at the World Baseball Classic games in Miami, all the way through the end of the tournament. And if you want to check out one of those 2023 Highland Hybrids or any of the 2023s, head on over to Mungenast Burkhardt Alton Toyota on Homer Adams Parkway in Alton, Illinois. Rammer, have a great broadcast. We will talk to you tomorrow.
See you, buddy.
He's Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. This has been another edition of Daily WBC Live right here on ClaibsOnline.com.
From our roots in St. Louis, Royal Banks of Missouri is branching out to continue serving you with our locations in St. Charles, Jerseyville, Granite City, and now in Hannibal, Center, and New London. Royal Banks of Missouri, the community bank in your community.